Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out?
It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out.
I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion.
WNBA is facing another harsh reality, and its struggles have become impossible to ignore without Caitlin Clark on the court. Once again, the league's dependence on its biggest attraction is being exposed in dramatic fashion. Instead of protecting the player who helped transform interest in women's basketball, the organization now finds itself paying the price for repeated mistakes. As Clark remains sidelined, the league continues losing momentum, attention, and valuable revenue. It's the story of a sports league learning the hard way that failing to protect its brightest star can come with an enormous cost.
And the truth is the truth, and the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlin was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league.
In today's world of non-stop headlines and social media debates, separating facts from hype has become harder than ever. But one thing became crystal clear the moment Caitlin Clark was sidelined with injury. Her absence immediately exposed just how heavily the WNBA relies on one superstar to drive attention. As she remains out for an uncertain period, the league is once again experiencing the same problems that surfaced the last time she missed games. The numbers are making that dependence impossible to ignore.
Odd injury jumped to her groin likely because of compensation, but the thing that you have to be careful of is if, say, you try to rush her back from this injury as well, then you're getting into this territory where a very serious injury can happen. That is what the Indiana Fever, that is what Caitlin need to avoid the best that they possibly can. So if it means that Caitlin is out for 3 weeks, if it means that she is out all the way through All-Star, then so be it.
The ratings tell a story the league can't easily dismiss. National WNBA broadcasts saw a massive decline once Caitlin Clark was unavailable, and Indiana Fever games experienced a similar drop in viewership. Those figures have fueled a growing conversation about how much of the league's current popularity revolves around one player. For many observers, the real issue isn't just the numbers, it's whether the WNBA is willing to acknowledge what they reveal. Ignoring that reality only makes the situation harder to fix.
Clark went down. The WNBA ratings have dropped over 55% across the board.
Hey, guess what, guys?
The league is Caitlin Clark.
The league is Caitlin Clark. She is the WNBA, guys.
Sidelined with a left quad strain May 24th, national TV viewership has plunged since then 55%. Before the injury, the Fever, her team, were averaging 1.81 million viewers, almost 2 million. Since her injury, fewer than 850,000.
While Caitlin Clark was filling arenas, boosting television ratings, and generating unprecedented attention for the league, critics argue the WNBA did too little to safeguard its biggest attraction. Many believe the league missed an opportunity to better protect the player responsible for so much of its recent growth. Similar concerns have surfaced before whenever injuries affected the league's top stars. Instead of learning from those experiences, the same debate continues to resurface, leaving fans questioning whether meaningful changes will ever be made.
News is alarming for the league, and it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA. At the end of this season, the WNBA will go into CBA negotiations. If negotiations go well, then every single player in the WNBA has a much better chance of making so much more in their next contract. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching because they are boycotting the WNBA. They don't want to give viewership to any other teams or any other players, whether they like other players on the team or not, because of how the media and the league itself has handled Caitlin Clark and how they have treated her.
The financial impact became noticeable almost immediately after Clark's absence. Ticket prices for several Indiana Fever games dropped sharply, and some highly anticipated matchups lost much of the excitement they originally generated. Games that once attracted enormous crowds suddenly faced reduced demand demand without the league's biggest draw on the floor. For many fans, these changes highlight just how much influence one player currently has on attendance, television interest, and the WNBA's overall business.
What's really concerning about this is the fact that we are only a month into the regular season, and Caitlin Clark has already been out with 2 injuries, with the first one being her having to miss some time with a left quad strain. Now, of course, this is concerning because if you're already on your second injury, you don't want to be that player that is always hurt. Cough, cough, Embiid, cough, cough, Anthony Davis. So I really do hope that the Fever really sits her out right now for a while, only because you don't want her to have more long-term injuries and be more prone.
Veteran sports journalist Christine Brennan has been among the strongest critics of how the WNBA has handled Caitlin Clark's rise. She argues that with record-breaking attention focused on the league, protecting its biggest attraction should have been a top priority. Brennan believes repeated physical play against Clark has distracted from the sport itself and shaped public perception in the wrong way. In her view, moments like these represent missed opportunities for the league to capitalize on its historic surge in popularity. The criticism continues to fuel debate over whether the WNBA has truly adapted to its new spotlight.
Congratulations to the WNBA. Your ratings are going to drop by 55 to 60% once again. I believe the WNBA have successfully broken Caitlin.
Many fans believe a frustrating pattern has developed whenever Clark takes the court. Physical play against her often becomes a major talking point, while every reaction she has is heavily scrutinized from every angle. Meanwhile, the league continues facing financial challenges as attendance, television ratings, and merchandise sales fluctuate whenever she is unavailable. With projections already pointing towards significant losses, questions continue to grow about how sustainable this situation really is. The conversation now stretches far beyond basketball alone.
As big a deal as Tiger was in men's golf, Keith, he did, and when he was gone, it affected the ratings, but nothing like that. And, Michael Jordan being out, maybe a 5 percentage points or something. Nothing like this. You can make a strong case, and I will make that case, and have that there is no one single athlete more important to his or her sport or tour or whatever the circuit is that they play on than Caitlin Clark is to the WNBA.
Perhaps the most disappointing part is that many believe this entire situation could have been avoided. Clark entered the league with humility, embraced the spotlight responsibly, and helped bring unprecedented attention to women's basketball. Supporters argue the WNBA had an opportunity to build around that momentum instead of allowing constant controversy to dominate the conversation. Beyond ratings and ticket sales, sponsors and business partners are also paying close attention to how the league manages its biggest stars. The decisions made today could shape the future of the league for years to come.
I don't even know where to begin, man. I hope Caitlin Clark is okay. I want to know when this injury even happened, bro, because let's be serious here. She has the quad injury. Mind you, Caitlin Clark hadn't missed a game since she was like 19 years old, since she was like 18 in college or something. Now she has a groin injury. We've never seen Caitlin Clark play as bad as she played the last 3 games. Let's just be serious here. She's like 1 for 20-something on threes in the last 3. We've never seen her shoot the ball this way. I'll say that. Has she been hurt and playing through this?
Comparison with other professional sports continues to spark debate among fans and analysts alike. Many argue that superstar players in major leagues typically receive stronger protection to preserve both player safety and the league's overall image. Critics believe the WNBA must strike a better balance between physical competition and consistent officiating. When viewers begin questioning the fairness of games, the issue extends far beyond television ratings. It becomes a matter of long-term credibility for the league itself.
I admire about Caitlin. She's a warrior. She's tough. You hear me? Bruh, you just don't see players. You don't see female basketball players like her. I'm sorry. I haven't seen a lot of female basketball players, like I said.
The WNBA has faced several opportunities to address these concerns, yet many observers believe meaningful changes have been slow to arrive. Every controversy involving Clark has renewed calls for clearer standards regarding player safety and on-court discipline. Ironically, her absence has only reinforced how valuable she has become to the league's popularity. While officials continue emphasizing physical competition, critics argue truly dangerous plays deserve greater attention. The ongoing debate shows no signs of fading anytime soon.
Clean up. I believe the physicality and all this hacking and fouling that goes on, she getting blindsided by Marina Mabrey. I think all of this stuff is having a wear and tear and an impact. And all you guys are doing are hurting yourselves, because the numbers are going to drop and drop and drop. And trust me, when it's time for that collective bargaining agreement, they are going to point to this and say, well, how can we give you guys all this money? What happens if she gets hurt?
Looking ahead, the WNBA faces important decisions about the direction it wants to take as a professional league. Many believe stronger player protection, consistent officiating, and a greater focus on basketball rather than controversy would benefit everyone involved. Clark's absence has highlighted how dramatically attendance and television audiences can shift when the league's biggest attraction isn't available. Whether those numbers represent a temporary setback or a warning for the future remains an open question. The next steps could define the league's long-term growth.
Yeah, because of the way they play the game, because I love the WNBA. I love the way they play the game. But we really watch it because Caitlin Clark and everybody watching. Now listen, if I keep bumping her, knocking her down, might get her a concussion, you might hurt her for real. For 2 weeks, she was done with like a hamstring. She was down. 55% of the viewership was down. She comes back the next game, it's about 3 million viewers. Now let me tell you something. Growing up in the hood, they teach you this. Always protect the money. Y'all keep hurting her and all that. She's going for a year or two. Ain't nobody gonna watch it. If nobody watches, how y'all gonna make and generate money?
The biggest frustration for many fans is the belief that none of this had to happen. With the right approach, Clark's popularity could have served as the foundation for years of sustainable growth across the entire WNBA. Instead, the league continues facing difficult questions whenever its biggest star is unavailable. Whether officials choose to make meaningful adjustments or continue on the current path remains to be seen. One thing is certain: the future of the league will depend on how it responds to moments like these.